Green Search Limited introduces Headhunter Chronicles, Episode 13. What's a Good Boss Like? Part 2. Reference to the previous episode, What's a Good Boss Like? Part 1. They should be open and good listeners. They should treat their subordinates as partners. They should have clear expectations, and they should be good at prioritizing. They shouldn't go back on their words. What's a Good Boss Like? Part 2. We've put together a few general characteristics that make a good boss, and based on which you can consider which of these characteristics you have, which not, and for those you don't have, whether you can change to adopt them. Good bosses have self-awareness and are sure about their skills. They admit their weaknesses, they don't mind delegating tasks and ask for help from others. They don't try to do everything alone or attempt to have full control over everything. When someone is assigned to become a manager, we always feel like suggesting that they should attend a self-awareness training. The sign of a good manager is self-awareness. You can't and don't need to manage everyone in the same way according to a particular trend. Good managers trust their colleagues. This is why they chose the employees to work for them. Good managers can deal with uncomfortable situations. They can pin things down. They treat causes rather than symptoms. They can be self-critical when needed and take responsibility. They have clear expectations. They're good at prioritizing, and for this reason they're capable of saying no. And they can also accept it when colleagues say no to them. They have short, medium, and long-term strategies. They share these plans with their colleagues and are willing to modify them when necessary. They can listen to others attentively. The following saying is very true in this case. There is a reason why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. They can discuss their ideas with others, and they're happy to listen to others' ideas. In order to do this, they're capable of detaching from their normal way of thinking and look at things from other people's perspective. A good manager listens to ideas that might sound unusual and looks into the possibility of how they could work. It's possible that a slightly unusual idea might turn out well in the end. A good boss is willing to ask for help and doesn't feel ashamed about not knowing something. Good managers should feel when they're needed and when they should leave others work independently and freely. A good boss is self-confident, competent, and able to make decisions and demonstrate the capability to direct. Good bosses get involved when needed. They roll up their sleeves and join others. They don't set expectations they can't do either. If their staff is overloaded, they're willing to help out, not allowing subordinates to take all the load. They're not reluctant to please their subordinates. They can praise them for their performance. People work better when they're respected, and the results of their work are appreciated. Related to the previous thought, they can give positive criticism, which is only worth doing if the criticism is legitimate, well thought out, not extreme, but constructive. If something is not going well, they tell it in time, and don't fire staff half a year later. If this happens, people can't get their head around this. A good boss makes sure that employees understand why their work is important. An experiment was once carried out at a production company with 2 teams working next to each other. It was explained to one of the teams how their work contributes to a bigger system. The performance of this team increased by 20% compared to the other one, where employees did their daily job as a routine. Having a name badge with manager written on it doesn't make you a good boss. You need to be able to demonstrate it by talking to all subordinates from time to time. Some managers start their day by walking through the office, saying hello to everyone, asking a few questions about how they are, their work and family. They know when their colleagues' children are ill or apply for university admission. A good boss is modest and humble. If you remember at the very beginning, we said managing people is not rocket science. Although some people automatically know how to do it well, it's quite rare. What happens in most cases, you become a good manager. So dare to evolve, it's worth it. It's much better for you as a manager as well that when you go to the office you experience that people like you, turn to you with trust, the fluctuation is low, and the results are good. To finish with, good managers understand, not everything about me is perfect, but then not everything about you is perfect either, and that's okay. To be continued. Our next topic is, what does a headhunter HR specialist do, and why?